UI performance and UX design improvement can not only improve the user experiences, but also the conversion rate. But to the stakeholders, what we assumed didn't really mean too much to them. So we need to have some sort of data or research to back us up. So we actually did quite a lot of research, but there are three that we want to mention here because that matters the most, as they are conducted and concluded by the major players in the market, which were very convincing to the executives and stakeholders. So, what the assumption is based on. It's pretty a popular, a famous, like assumption there and research by Walmart that, every 1 second of improvement in load time, they experience it up to 2% increase in conversions. And also now research shows that, users actually expect the pages to load in 2 seconds. And after 30 seconds, up to 40% of users will abandon your site. And this is probably the most famous one, like conducted by Amazon, where they're saying that every 100 milliseconds delay costs them 1% of sales. And like there were many four concerns, from all the inputs. So first of all, checkout was the single most important revenue stream of the company at a time. And there were many concerns that we have received from across departments. Basically, they are afraid of the risk of redoing the whole product from the ground up. And that we totally understand. There was also feedback like, oh, it's already pretty good. Do we have to do this? Is there anything we can do? Is it worth it? But we deeply believed there was always room for this to be better and much better. And we didn't really have much resource to support us, actually, especially on the backend side. They already had their own priorities. And this project is actually from middle of nowhere. And they didn't have anything resource to support us. So in order to address these concerns from the stakeholders, a convincing plan had to be made. After we convinced the company even to let us just give us a try, but where should we start? So honestly, all we had in mind was really just to try to make the whole user experience better, makes our consumers' life easier, and hopefully we can grow our business accordingly. So I want to talk a bit more about the team before we go even further. So it was me brought up the idea of doing something about the product, of course, just from the technical perspective. And I went to talk to Erica, one of our product designers at the time. So we actually spent a lot of time discussing what we can do and what we could plan beforehand in our power. And after a while, after some hard work, a product manager, Christina, was finally assigned to us and made this project official. I couldn't thank more to two of my managers at the time, Ken and Peter, who were really supportive. Without their support and other team members' support in different ways, we couldn't have made it. Talking about process, on the left side, these four items are the things that we constantly had to be aware of. We want the changes to be front-end UX focused so that we don't affect the backend resources. We also made sure that we had the right data in place so that we knew where to start. We also continuously communicate to different department stakeholders to make sure what we're doing is aligned with their understanding. And because we're a fintech company in Japan, which is usually very highly regulated, we have to always make sure that we are in compliance. And having all these in mind, we iterate between prototyping and user testing pretty rapidly. We also have a pretty strict QA process to make sure nothing goes wrong rolling out this product. My team at the time helped to write a huge set of amount of end-to-end tests to make sure that we could have all the test cases covered. We couldn't do this without their good work. And finally, a percentage-based role system was also carefully designed and built to make sure that we can release it safely. Having this all in place was very important to us, not only just to convince, but to comfort all the stakeholders that we had a good plan and took this very seriously. So the first thing that came to mind was we definitely need to deliver something that's not only just what we think the user need, but what they really need. To do that, there is a US process to go through, including user persona, a customer journey map, flow chart, brand guidelines, new UI designs, and improved analytics tools. And all this were to understand our users.